So here is my recap and review of the first two episodes of Mayor of Kingstown Season 2. If you aren't watching this show, I think you are greatly missing out on an incredible show. And I can't give this show enough praise. It does have a lot of violence and a lot of language in it, but overall, the show is incredible. And for those who don't know me really well when it comes to movies and TV shows, there is a director and a writer out there right now that is hitting on all cylinders, and his name is Taylor Sheridan. And one day I'm going to go back and review the three movies that started my interest in this writer-director in a big way. He was the writer of some incredible films, and I will review those three films in the future. And some of these films, some people will be familiar with, some won't. But he is currently the creator and writer of Yellowstone and the two spin-offs. He has done numerous films. His latest film, Those Who Wish Me Dead, I believe, it was probably my least favorite of all of his projects, and I think that's because he had to share the credits with some other people. But he is the creator of Mayor of Kingstown. He's also doing Tulsa King. And if you guys are interested in me reviewing the first season of Tulsa King, let me know. I just finished that recently as well. I probably will do a review on that anyway. That, again, is also on my lower end of my favorite projects that he's done. And I think that show is going to depend on what they do in future seasons. But Mayor of Kingstown Season 2, the first two episodes. Now, I'm not going to get into spoilers in this, but if you're watching this, hopefully you have seen the first season. If you haven't seen the first season, go see that. I'm going to try and be as vague as I can. But basically what this show revolves around is the McCluskey family. And they kind of run Kingstown. They're kind of like in the background with law enforcement trying to keep the peace amongst people in prison, as well as a bunch of 4 different gang leaders around Kingstown. And there was an event that happened in the previous season that kind of blew everything up at the very end, and it left the first season on an interesting note. One of the most incredible episodes of TV I've ever seen. Also, one of the most violent, but it was pretty incredible. So we're trailing off of that into this season, and I was wondering what they were going to do to follow up with it. And it's pretty freaking awesome. I think the writing is stellar. The first 2 episodes have some incredible acting by Jeremy Renner. We have the guy who plays his brother, and I'm going to pull the actual cast up so I can have this in front of me because this cast is incredible. Now, one of the things I forgot to mention is I also found out that Antoine Fuqua is one of the executive producers on this show, and he's also one of my favorite directors. He did the last few movies by Denzel Washington, The Equalizer. The first Equalizer was pretty freaking phenomenal, and he was the director of that. And he's done some other stuff on Netflix as well, and I think he's an incredible director and also producer. But we have Jeremy Renner plays Mike McCluskey. He's the one that this kind of revolves around. He's the one trying to keep the peace amongst law enforcement and people in prison, and also these different gangs that are around. We have Diane Wiest plays his mom. Hugh Dillon plays, basically he's the head, I think he's the lead detective with the police department. And we have, let's see here, we have Emma Laird, who plays Iris. She's a hooker in the show. She is back in the second season. There's something that happens at the end of the first season that puts her in grave danger at the beginning of the second season, and that actually comes to a head at the end of the second episode and leads to an area I did not expect it to lead to. But you feel for this character because of what has happened to her in the past. We also have Aidan Gillen, who is from Game of Thrones, and he's in this, and he plays Milo. Milo is an interesting character. If you've seen the first season, that's kind of what leads into the second season. I think I think the whole second season is going to evolve around Milo himself, which is going to lead to some very interesting storylines going forward. So I really like the cast here, and there's others that are in here. And it's all I could say about this show is if you aren't watching it and you want something that's compelling, If you want something that's going to keep you on the edge of your seat, that has incredible music, it also has some incredible tension, you will not walk away disappointed. Out of all of his projects, out of all the projects that Taylor Sheridan is involved in, Mayor of Kingstown is now at my top of the list. And they've had 2 episodes this season so far. I think it airs every Sunday night, along with The Last of Us. I think. I can't remember exactly when the episodes come out. But I will be recapping these. Every week I'll kind of chime in and talk about what I thought of the previous episode. And if you guys haven't, please hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you will be notified as I have new videos go up. But Taylor Sheridan is somebody to watch. If you don't know who he is, I highly encourage everybody to go IMDb, put in his name, and see what he's worked on and some of the stuff he's done. Incredible writer, incredible director. This guy is definitely an incredible. He's got an incredible mind on him, and he's someone to watch. All right, we'll see you guys on the next recap.